elevation maps. This is Mrs. Lopez from CORE, and we're going to read through and work on these activities. What I'd like you to do is do the activities first and then check to make sure, or you could pause along with the video, listen to the instructions, and then do them as we go. Elevation maps. By the strictest definition, an elevation map is a map which shows the different height of land measured from the sea level. Since any map attempts to represent three-dimensional landscape on a two-dimensional surface, the question of how to represent height or elevation is always an issue. Topographical maps use contour lines or a curving outline to symbolize areas on a map that are the same elevation, so the contour lines connect all points of equal elevation. Drawing A shows that the hill close to the way it would if you were looking at it in person. Find the contour line for 13,120 feet on drawing A. The line connects all the points on the mountain that are 13,120 feet. So I'm actually going to zoom in. So that we can look at, so right here, there's 13,120, and if I look at that line, all of those, everything along that line would be at the same height. Drawing B shows the hill as if you were looking straight down, but it only focuses on the lines. On the side that is steeper, the lines are closer together. On the side that has a gentle slope, the lines are further apart. So let's zoom back in there. Take a look at these lines. So it's the same hill. So over here where the lines are bloop, 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 right close together, that's where it's steep. And then when they're farther spread apart, that's where this gentle slope is over here, because there's so much space in between each, so there's more distance for the height to go up. Drawing C uses the same borders as B, but the color for each elevation has been added. The colors match the key just below it. So legends and keys, text and graphic features. So this all comes back to text and graphic features. Here's the main text. And even this, you could consider that main text. There's the title of what this slide is. And then we have these diagrams here that have keys to help us figure it out. So as we look closer at drawing C, wrong part, there we go. If we look closer at drawing C, then we can see that above 4,000 is purple, above 2,000 but less than 4,000 is red, above 500 but less than 2,000 is orange, and then 200 to 500, that's where your yellow is. Oh, and this is in meters. The feet are over here. So above 13,000 feet, there's the red. So feet, meters, different things, and the key shows us both things because in the United States we usually use feet, but a lot of the rest of the world uses meters. So it's the more scientific term right there. And then below sea level would be down here, which none of this is below sea level. Okay, moving on to the next slide. Still on elevation maps. Title still stays the same. Define the words and complete the activities. So elevation. What is elevation? So you should type into your slide, what do you think elevation is? So if you want to pause right now, type in what you think it is. I'm going to add in the height of land above sea level. And contour. Oh, how do we define contour? Right here, if I go back, I can see that there's a context clue where it says contour lines here, and then it says curving outline here. And I know because it has that or a. So then I can go back and I can define contour, a curving line. So we're going to look at this map. Examine this map. Number 1, find the schools and circle them. And remember, to do a circle, you use the shape tool. Make a circle. And here I'm just going to make one right here. And then we make sure that we make it transparent. And maybe make that outline a little thicker so our line really stands out. I'm going to even make it thicker because this is black and white. So I'm going to come back over here. Oh, it says, oh, that we're going to change to red. So we need to find the schools and circle them. So you can pause your video, you find the circles and circle them, and then unpause and you can see where I found schools. So here we go. I find this first school here, and I'm going to hit Control-C, Control-V, have a nice another circle, and I have another school. There's 2 more schools. I'm just going to circle them together. And so those schools right there, that's where Mountain View is, and that is where Paxtonia Elementary, and there used to be a junior high there, which is now, it's not technically a school, but there are daycares and classes in there, and it's still marked as a school on the map. And then Linglestown would be up here, and Northside would be over here on a different part of the map. Okay, number 2, use the scribble line to trace the one whole connected contour line. Change the line color to red. Well, first of all, let's talk about where scribble is. So when I go here, there's scribble. So now I can scribble my line, and I'm going to move my frame back over here. I'm also going to zoom in so that I can squiggle a little bit better. Let's see, is it still going to let me squiggle? This is a contour line that's all connected, so I'll try to squiggle and match that. Ooh, it let me. Now I'm going to select this, and I'm going to change the line color to red and make it thicker so it stands out. And let's see. I'm going to tell it I want to squiggle again. So I'm going to scribble. And let's see, can I find another all connected contour line? So here's another one. Okay, so that one's good. Let's come down a little bit. Oh, here's a big one. Right by Paxtonia. I want to do one more squiggle. Going to trace this whole giant contour line. And are there other contour lines on here that you could trace? Yes, there are. You go ahead and trace those other contour lines. But this is how I want it in the end to look. So now, when I zoom to fit the screen, we can see the 3 contour lines that I traced that were all connected because they're all the same height. Okay, final thing. Topographical maps, elevation. So use the scribble line to create the contour lines. So we just did that on the last page. We're going to do it again. Draw contour lines for a hill with steep elevation from the top down, like drawing B. Okay, so you can pause or you can watch me do one and then you can make your own. So I'm going to scribble again. And a steep elevation means that those lines are close. So here's my first line. And I have to select it and tell it I want to scribble again. Oh, didn't let me do it that first time. There we go. So look, I need to make the lines close together because it's a steep elevation. And it's a steep elevation, so I want it to change a bunch of times. So first I'm going to make sure that I'm not selected on my scribble. And then I'm going to scribble again. And this is also something, you could print this out and do it by hand. But then you would need to have a camera or something so that you could then show me what you did by hand. I'm not sure how to make a video to tell you how to do that. Depends on your device. But see how my lines are really close together? That shows my steep elevation, that this hill is really close together. Now the next one says, draw contour lines for a hill with a gentle elevation from the top down, like drawing B. It should only have 4. So I'm going to do 4 squiggles this time. And I'm going to make it kind of like a long hill. So there's one. Click out. So, oh. Yep, that didn't let me. I have to tell it to scribble again. I'm good, but I want to scribble, please. There we go. So this time I want to make sure that it's farther apart, and I'm watching where my crossbars are and kind of keeping them away from the first circle. And I'm going to click out. Tell it I want to scribble again because it says 4 lines. It's being weird again. Clicking off, saying let me scribble please, and trying to keep those crossbars from not touching that line. So you see how they're much farther apart on this one where they're closer together over here, and that's the difference between steep and gentle elevation. Last one, maybe. I need to click enough times out of it so that it will let me scribble a 4th time. There we go. And I want to do one last line, far away from everything. Very gentle slope on my hill. Whew. Okay, there we go. Now, here's the challenge, if that wasn't challenging enough. Use the hill with a gentle elevation, this one, and 4 contour lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, from above. Draw it on a different scale. It will have the same number of lines and the same shape, but it will be bigger. So I need to draw the same thing, but bigger here. That's a different scale. So I'm going to take my scribble. I'm going to try to make it long like the first one. I even didn't connect it the way I didn't connect that one up there, even though contour lines are supposed to be connected. I'm trying to match. Next one. So instead of being that close, I should probably be about this close. And this one was a pretty nice oval if I can manage. Okay. 2 more. Scribble. And again, I was this close last time, so maybe I want to be about this close this time. And this one was another kind of nice oval looking. And final one. This one kind of went out. So I'll go out with this one too. And it had a little thing over here. And there we go. So they're kind of close to the same scale. I tried. Now the other thing is adding symbols so I can complete and what it means in the key. So I want to add 2 symbols so that I can have it in my key. So what would be on a mountain? Like, well, this is a gentle hill. So what could be on a gentle hill? Maybe there would then be, I'm going to go and change my scribble. Actually, I guess I'll make it first and then change the color. So I'm going to do another scribble. And another scribble. And right along here, I'm going to draw this line kind of going here. And then I'm going to kind of have it go off this way. And I'm going to change the color to blue. And I'm going to make it thicker. And then I'm going to Control C, Control V. Whoa, not that one. Need to make sure that I have my little river thing. Control C, Control V. There we go. And I'm going to shrink it down. And in my key. And then I'm going to say, oh, I need to make some spaces here. That is a river. And what else could I put on here? Do you know what? For this one, I'm going to add an image. Insert image. I'm going to search the web. When I search the web, it pops over here. And I'm going to say school icon. Or do you know what? Hold on. No, I don't want to do a school. On the top of my hill, I want there to be a forest. Forest icon. Oh, look, there we go. I can use this. So when I select that, and I tell it to insert, oh, that's huge. So I want to shrink it down so it actually fit on my hill. And I'm going to put it there, maybe even a little bit smaller. Hey, look, there's a forest on the top of my hill. And I'll hit Control C, Control V. I'll put that over in the key too, even smaller. And I'll hit space a bunch of times, and I'll say forest. So now I have 2 symbols explained in the key on my map that's a different scale from the one up there. Uh-oh, I moved part of my hill. Undo.